Hi, Paul Wilkinson here. Welcome to my first musical curator video. If you watch the introduction to these series of videos, you will see that basically I have curated certain topics together, so I thought it would be a nice one to talk about one of my favourite piano players, the great American pianist Bill Evans. So I've gone through YouTube, minus its algorithm interceptions, and picked some great recordings and also some videos on YouTube, which will be listed below in the description and also in the comments. So you just need to click on those, down they go, and that will take you to these albums. They are not in chronological order, and some of these are albums and some of them are also performances, which I think are uniquely beautiful, and also a documentary on YouTube as well. This would be a great overview of Bill Evans' work. Don't forget, there is not just one truth. I don't know everything. Not at all. But this is a way, if you're new to an artist such as Bill Evans, of exploring some of his works. So I've made a list. So the first album I'm going to draw your attention to is an album called with the Bill Evans Trio called I Will Say Goodbye. It's beautiful. It's got a Herbie Hancock tune called Dolphin Dance and some beautiful versions of songs on there. So that is a beautiful trio album, well worth investigating. The famous album from Evans, I have the complete box set, but this is done as like, I don't think I can probably find it. Oh yes, okay. So here we go. So here's the famous one, Sunday at the Village Vanguard. And that is a very influential album on a lot of people. Beautiful trio playing with a great band. So on the back here you can see it's Bill Evans. Scott LaFaro died very suddenly not long after this concert. Bill Evans was really quite, as you would understand, quite distraught after that, and it took some time before he could re-establish the trio again. So this is the full box set, but the link I've put down is for the initial release that they did on vinyl, which I have on vinyl. It sounds great. This is one of my first albums into the music of Bill Evans. You Must Believe in Spring. It's a beautiful album. It's got a beautiful piece called B Minor Waltz, which opens, and the beautiful standard You Must Believe in Spring. It also features the theme music from MASH, if you're old enough to remember that, and that's wonderful. And also it has, if I'm not mistaken, yes, it's got Some Time Ago, which is a lovely 3/4 waltz, not often played actually, but a beautiful tune. So that is a lovely album, very much worth investigating. We're in the box set zone here. This is the last box set as far as I'm aware, although they're always bringing new ones out, but over the recent years this is one of the sort of definitive big box sets you can see. This is called Turn Out the Stars, which is the title of a beautiful Bill Evans tune. Quite a tricky tune to play, Turn Out the Stars, but this is a wonderful album to hear every note. Whether Bill would have wanted to hear every note is another matter, but it's interesting to hear his versions. On here is the Miles Davis tune Nardis, and just it's unbelievable piano playing to hear that. So I would really recommend going to listen to the Turn Out the Stars box set. Bill's done lots of different settings. He's done orchestral things. They've even released some practice tapes of him doing some of the Bach's Art of the Fugue, which is also really wonderful, which is well worth investigating. Also on my list is the Bill Evans and Tony Bennett album, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Tony Bennett, but you might not know these albums. Apparently the story goes that Bill said he'd do it as long as Tony didn't bring his cronies along, so it was just the studio engineer, probably a couple of producers, and or maybe just one producer, and just a few people in the studio, shall we say, and they cut this album, and then I think the deal was that they made another one for one of the other labels as well. I think for probably the opposite label for which ever one of them was working for. They kind of did we'll do one each, basically. So I've put the link down for that. This is probably the most well known. It's got some great standards, and if you're interested in accompanying a singer, that's a great place to stop at, the Bill Evans and Tony Bennett albums. This is a lovely album he did with the saxophone player Stan Getz. That's on the link there as well. This is a great album. What a title. Everybody Digs Bill Evans. A wonderful album, recorded in 1958. Really fabulous. A really great way into Bill Evans as well. He's also worked with JimHall, the great guitarist, and this one is called Undercurrent, and I've put that down on the list as well as a great recommendation. There's another album around this period, so this here we have Portrait in Jazz, and there's also one called Moonbeams. They're fabulous, so those albums that are around that period are well worth investigating. So there's also a few videos on YouTube that are really fascinating. There is the full Bill Evans 625, which I have on DVD. In fact, I actually have it on video. I remember buying that from HMV in London, I think, and running home to watch it all. It's really fabulous, so I've put the link up on that. That's well worth a watch, and get something nice to drink, whether it be a cup of tea or a fine claret. That's beautiful music and well worth investigating. Also on there are some really fascinating rehearsal tapes from Copenhagen. I've put them on. They're worth watching because you can see Bill rehearsing the band, and that's really fascinating to look at as well. And last but not least, I remember hunting this out on DVD. It took quite some time, but now it is available on YouTube. There we go. It is The Universal Mind of Bill Evans, talking to his brother, who sadly died quite young, but he was a fairly decent amateur musician. Well, I don't want to say amateur, actually. A fairly decent musician himself was Bill Evans, his brother. So this is a lovely conversation about a great area of interest to me, about self-directed learning. And so they really have a lovely talk together, and Bill demonstrates everything beautifully. So thanks for watching my music curator video. Remember, there is not just one truth, but this is a lovely introduction to the music of Bill Evans. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.